Hey guys, Alison here. This episode of the Half Hour Happy Hour is brought to you by Third Love. Bra shopping is a drag, but what if you could skip all the hassle and find a perfect fitting bra in minutes? Check out Third Love. Their Fit Finder quiz recommends the bra that's right for your size and shape. Now you can try one of their bras free for 30 days. You just pay $2.99 for shipping. Go to thirdlove.com/happy hour to find your perfect fitting bra and try it for 30 days for free. thirdlove.com/happy hour. You're welcome, ladies.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special live edition of the Half Hour Happy Hour with Alison and Alex. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Alison Haislip, and for about the next 30-ish minutes, we are going to be drinking some booze and spitting some news.
Live from the
floor of Los Angeles Comic-Con 2017. We're here. We made it, guys.
We made it, and of course, one of the people that made it with us
One of them.
is the man, the myth, the legend, Tom Super Volcano Krajewski. How you doing, Tom?
Hey, good. I'm just glad.
Tom.
I'm sad that we're not sipping some booze right now.
I know.
I know.
People can clearly see
We
us.
kind of forgot that part.
People can clearly
see that we're not sipping anything.
Well,
We
I will
failed,
say,
guys.
guys, way easier to get into this convention
Oh my
than
gosh, this
than
was like the
San
most
Diego
chill
one.
Comic-Con convention I've ever walked into.
Yeah, we
I
could
know.
have easily
Yeah.
snuck in some flasks.
This used to be I mean, it still is.
Yeah.
It's Stanley's Kamikaze, but they've renamed it this year.
Yeah.
So now it's a Los Angeles Comic-Con, not to be confused with San Diego Comic-Con.
Not to be confused with New York
Not to be
Comic-Con
confused- or any of the other ones.
or any of the Comic-Cons.
We're in beautiful Los Angeles, California.
And we should say, we are so lucky to have friends.
yes,
in high
places, not low places. That's the
That's
the
good.
Garth Brooks song.
But you want to tell everybody where we are
yes,
currently
so
sitting?
we are at the 451 Media booth at Los Angeles Comic-Con. 451 Media does all these amazing graphic novels, and they basically create graphic novels with the intention of turning them into filmed
Film or
projects,
television. Yeah.
film, that sort of things, which is how we all want our graphic novels to be anyway.
Yeah,
You know?
all the graphic novels that we
We're
have.
like, yes, please turn my favorite characters into live action
I mean,
people.
I feel like for a while there, nobody was touching comic books. That
Right.
was sort of like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, one or two started popping off, and then all of them are owned by somebody.
It's all that.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they just rolled up and bought
like
all
the
of them.
entire CW lineup
Yeah,
is like
exactly.
comic shows.
That's
now.
amazing.
So I'm very excited because we're actually joined by a very special guest.
Speaking
at
of
this,
comics.
at this comic, one of 451's authors, creators, developers. Sure, David Barron.
Any of those?
David Barron, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on.
Your project Stained is here, correct?
Correct.
Awesome.
We're premiering. It's another premiere. We just collected. We had 5 single issues come out.
Yes.
Oh, so the trade
last
is coming
year,
out now.
And the trade is out. It's premiered at New York Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
And we have an exclusive for LA Comic Con as well.
Ooh, exclusives.
So
Fancy.
get on down when you hear this on Monday
yeah.
to grab yourself a copy.
Okay, well, if someone can't get to LA Comic Con, how can they get your stuff?
In 2018, we'll have it in stores.
Awesome, that's amazing.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so tell us about Stained. What is Stained all
So
about?
Stained is a sci-fi action-adventure thriller.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Sold. Done.
Yeah.
It's been that easy. When people see it, it's really been that easy
Yeah.
of a pitch, and so it's been really good. So you follow Emma. Emma is a recovery artist. You could call her a bounty hunter if you wanted.
Oh, okay.
She goes after
Recovery
a
artist.
I know. I was like,
recovery
what's a recovery art? Like you
Yeah.
recover
Yeah,
art,
yeah.
but no,
Bounty-
they recover.
She's very good at recovering
She's
whatever.
artistic at recovering people.
Yes,
or
Yeah.
something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If you're missing your pony, she can find your pony. There you go.
My
Yes.
asexual pony?
You're
Yes,
asexual.
there
that was,
you go.
That was
It's
a
just
pre-show
asexual
joke. That was a
pony.
pre-show joke. No one's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's the title of this episode now.
Oh, okay.
So
Congrats, Dave.
Yeah,
You're
there you
on
go.
the
We named
asexual
it. There
pony
we go.
episode.
I'm honored. But yeah, no. So she's a recovery artist, meaning that bounty hunters are a little bit more rougher and tougher. Now, granted, she's
Yeah.
rough and tough, but she goes after a missing painting. Instead of finding the missing painting, she finds something tragic and horrific.
Oh, God.
She's compelled not to walk away.
Seems like
from
she
the-
failed at recovering.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe she recovered more than she was supposed to
yeah.
recover.
Wait a
It kind of goes into it again without instead of finding the painting, she finds something tragic and horrific. She feels compelled not to walk away from the situation. Instead, she dives headfirst into the situation. If we kind of talk about too much more than that,
it gets into spoiler
it gets into big spoilers.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, but it turns into a little bit more of a darker story at that point.
Cool.
There's a lot of different social undertones to it. It can be very mature, but at the same time, it's almost all ages appropriate.
Yeah.
Because we hide all the undertones a little bit more, so more mature readers will get a lot more out of it.
Nice.
On the reread, if you read it the second time, you get a lot more out of it.
Ooh.
So
Super
it's
cool.
been going. You guys saw me
The
earlier
reread.
talk to one fan that came up.
Yeah.
First time he saw the book, he bought the book.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
That little talk right there. I tell
There
him
you
read
go.
those-
It's a good sales pitch.
Yes. So, I tell them to read the first 3 pages, look at the art, and
The art's incredible. We're sitting in front of it right now, and I know our listeners at home can't see it.
Wait, she's sort of like
cyborgy.
So I don't even talk about that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's one of those
amazing.
things because it's a very story-based book. It's not, the art's beautiful, but she lives in a world where there was a world-ending event.
Yeah.
Where most everyone in the world now is a cyborg.
Got it.
Ooh, that's a cool event. I want to
Was
go
it
to
a
that.
super
I don't
volcano?
think, I don't think you really want to go through
You
it.
based
but,
this on the new Taylor Swift music video, obviously.
Yeah, basically.
Which, by the
I
way,
think she ripped me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys all watched that, but
No.
Ready for It has come out. T Swift dropped her new bomb, and I watched it, and I was like, I feel like this is a sign of old age, is that I no longer understand Taylor Swift videos. Like, it literally made no sense to me whatsoever.
Tom was telling me about it earlier, but he said he only watches in slow motion and on mute.
Yeah, there you go.
So
That makes
you're
sense.
supposed to watch it some other way.
That's how
Right.
you're supposed
That's
to
the
watch
only
it.
way that
Got
I
I think
it,
there's a
got it,
special
got it.
Taylor
YouTube
Swift.
channel for that.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's slow-mo muted.
Yeah.
So I'm normal.
Dude,
Good.
I super will make that website where it just takes the YouTube, slows it down, mutes it.
I feel like it'll
I
just
make
be
all
her
the money.
making a lot of weird faces that we don't realize she does when we watch it. In fast forward. Anyway,
Agreed.
this podcast is not about Taylor Swift. It's about Dave today. David Barron.
Wait, so
Yeah.
she finds a tragic thing while trying to find a painting. Something that
a
She
small,
comes
a small
across-
spoiler.
Is it like my high school yearbook
She
photo or
ends up
something?
finding
Yeah.
a human trafficking ring.
Oh.
So
Whoa.
she
Still not as
stumbles
bad as
on
my high
that.
school photo.
And like any more than that really is a lot of spoilers.
Right.
But yeah, so
dig
it kind
that.
of goes
See, that's-
that way. She stumbles on something, like I said, dark and tragic and horrific,
Yeah.
and it's filled with perverted pigmen. That wear
Pigmen?
They wear masks. There's the main
My favorite
villain's
type of
poor.
pigmen.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's not real pigmen.
Allison's
but
like, I
they
know
wear
all
masks.
those guys.
Yeah, they're not real pigmen, but I mean they're pigs. But
Yeah.
just obnoxiously horrific people. A lot of just nasty people.
Yeah.
And so there's
So-
good versus evil.
So what drove you to partnering with 451 for this? Like, what does 451 offer that a different graphic novels publishing company might not?
What 451 is a outlet where you can bring your own voice. Everyone kind of has a genre, so you have different types of Image. Kind of has their look.
Yeah,
Valiant has their superheroes.
Yeah.
Marvel, DC, they all have their look.
Right.
Even
Wait,
with-
I'm going to plug you for a
Yep.
second because someone's looking at your book.
Yep,
He
right there.
created that.
He
That guy
created literally
That's
did not
his.
look up.
All right, he's
And then
like,
he
I
looked
give
up and
0
was like,
bucks.
they're
He's
yelling
like,
at
don't look at me.
I don't know what I'm supposed
Don't talk
to
to
do.
me.
The
Keep doing your
pitch
podcast behind
works
the
better.
The pitch works better.
Behind the
Yeah,
table.
let him get up and do the pitch.
Okay, so it allows you to have. Stop it! I like yelling at people on Comic-Con floors. Okay, so it lets you have your own voice, not just like Marvel or DC, which is very specific, obviously.
Yeah, so I mean, so all their books, all of 451 books are quite different. All
Yeah.
their books have the author's voice and the artist's look. It's not a house style. It's not a house genre. There's horror, there's sci-fi, there's fantasy. There's a little bit of everything. So you can actually go to 451 and ask about what each book is and get a completely different story, different feel. Each book here that we see in front of us at the 451 media booth could be for someone different.
Right.
For like a separate publisher, each book, because it has such a unique vibe.
Right, where DC almost each book speaks to the same crowd. And with Stain sold out its first issue. It went to second printing. The trade at the premiere, it's been selling to everyone. Part of the reason I brought that up, there's not a single person that I can't pitch it to that isn't interested. It really, the demographic goes across the board, and it's not like one of those things that you hear from authors very often. Like, this is actually the first book that I did that I could say that about.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
there's been multiple demographics that you could go, but not all of them. I'm confident that I could walk up to any single one. This at New York Comic Con. I sold this book to over a dozen people who have never read a comic book in their life. So Stain was
What were
their
they doing
very
at New York
first one.
Comic Con?
Boyfriends, girlfriends.
Oh,
yeah,
significant
wives.
other.
Yeah.
Who got
Wives,
dragged to
mothers,
the con.
fathers.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can definitely. My favorite is when you see a dad who is cosplaying for their son, and
Yes.
they don't quite get it.
Yes.
Like the costume's just off enough that you're like,
Yeah.
you don't know who that is, do you?
No.
Right.
But it's like,
But you put
I
in
appreciate
effort.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's like I appreciate the
It's
love.
Yes.
I understand
Oh my
it
God!
fully,
Look at
yeah.
this sexy Winter Soldier that's walking past us right now,
Yeah.
in her like glitter corset.
Yeah, it's like
That's awesome.
It's Frozen the Winter Soldier. That's what it is.
my
That's what it is.
gosh.
It's Frozen the
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
Oh
Wow.
my
Yep.
gosh! Frozen
the way-
Winter
and that's
Soldier.
Finn over there.
Oh
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
and
amazing.
you guys must have seen it when I walked by because we are doing this
We're actually live.
on
yeah,
a 360 camera
to Facebook somewhere.
to Facebook
somewhere.
somewhere.
in the Facebook.
I'm
don't
assuming
even
in the
know.
451 Facebook page.
That's insane.
I think I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. I
451
think I heard
Facebook
that.
page. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm a little stuck on the pigmen masks now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Did,
yeah.
I guess out
Tom's
of
like, how do I
curiosity-
go as that for Halloween
No, I
next
wanna know.
year?
Okay.
Okay,
these are-
we'll give the spoilers a little bit. We'll give it a little bit.
Okay,
Go
the
ahead.
spoiler I
Yeah.
want to know is
Yeah.
these guys are bad guys. Right?
They're bad guys, yes.
Did they,
They better
make
be
their
bad guys.
own masks, or did they buy them? I just want to know, like,
Or
if
did
you're
they
a bad guy
skin
and
the
you wanna
face of
take
a
your-
pig?
I honestly can't tell you how they get their masks.
That
because
means that
this
there's
is
a
good.
thing on
because
it.
that is in the final issue.
I like
Oh,
how you
man.
answered like.
So, wait,
yeah, that's
final
great.
issue.
Okay.
So you have this. This is like a locked
This-
thing.
So
it's a standalone
Stain,
story?
yeah, the trade. It's a standalone story where it's a bit beginning, middle, and end for this
Right.
trade. I like to complete.
Yeah.
I hate not having an ending to
Yeah.
stories. So it's a full action adventure, sci-fi
that's
thriller.
awesome.
So beginning, middle, and end. The whole. If we make a Stain movie, which is hopefully
Yeah.
the goal 451. It's that book right there.
Yeah.
That's
and
great.
I have more stories. I've already written about 13 more issues that are planned for future.
Nice.
Awesome.
So we have we have a lot more story planned. But that actual question of how, like, are they
That's
they
so
there
cool.
crocheting the
I was
masks?
just gonna say, like,
Yeah.
paper mache. They get together for.
They're
you know.
all the people that wear them are incredibly rich. So I doubt they made them. But how they
cool.
acquire them is part of the story.
That
Nice.
is awesome.
That's rad.
I just realized, guys,
What?
I don't have a costume for Halloween, and I'm sitting on the floor of a Comic-Con.
You
I
can
have a
find
feeling I
something.
could
Right
find
before
something.
Halloween.
Right
There
before
you
Halloween.
go.
That's perfect.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see what you come up with.
And I was going to say, if they sold the Hogman faces or Pigmen, I might have to do that.
Pigmen.
I have a couple people in the works for that.
Ooh,
we have a couple
that's
different
so
things. I have
cool.
a lot of cosplayer friends. In fact, Heroes Within is another company.
Yeah.
I'll do a little plug.
Yeah.
At the booth, they have DC licensed products. I want them to do more, but they have a Batman jacket, so you could cosplay as Batman or Green Arrow or Green Lantern without really looking like them.
I
It's-
dig
it's
that.
like,
High-end, yeah.
They call it, you can do Disney bounding. Do you
Yes,
know what Disney
that's
bounding is?
basically
Yeah, like when
exactly
you're
what
wearing
it is.
regular everyday clothes that vaguely represent the character that you're trying to
and,
be.
and it's high-end
Yeah.
stuff. So like this is like
Yeah.
this should be sold in Express or something even higher up. Like
Who's
it's
that-
high-end.
Does Express still exist?
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
of
Really?
all the things to play.
David's like, I got my whole wardrobe
My
from
jeans
there.
are Express.
Express
No,
for
not a
men.
joke.
This
Yeah.
is the
This is
Express shirt
literally-
right here, right here.
Tom's wearing Express
Yeah.
jeans.
I
Are
have
you
like 10
serious?
pairs of these,
You
yeah.
guys, I don't think I've stepped
Easy.
foot in an Express since I was 19 years
Well, it's
old.
for-
Well, I am 19
Yeah.
years old.
I
It's for
don't
19-year-old
shop-
women and grown men.
Yeah, I was like, I don't shop
Yeah.
in
They've
clothes.
expanded their men's section greatly.
Yeah, I love
There you
it.
go. Awesome. Dave, what are you doing the rest of your time here? You just hanging out at this booth?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Split between more interviews, more talks, going sign autographs, sign
Sweet.
books. Yeah.
Do you have time to hang with us a little longer?
Absolutely.
Okay, because we're gonna get
We're
into
gonna talk about some-
we're gonna
some
get into some
other-
stories, and
some
you can
other
just chat
stuff.
with us then.
Absolutely.
You're
Non-pigment
off
stories.
plugging duties now.
Non-pigment
There we go.
stories.
Now you just get to be a person and have a conversation
Now,
with
now
us.
I understand why we wanted those drinks.
Yeah, no, normally drinks are involved while we
Yeah,
chat. We just
it
sort of
helps.
chaotically got here just in time, so we forgot.
Well, and also, I don't know if they would have let us in
We
with
forgot
booze.
half of our podcast, the boozy part.
Yeah, the boozy part.
We brought the newsy part. We forgot
Yeah.
the boozy
Ooh,
part.
By the way, there's some good Arrow cosplay
oh,
right there.
God, that is so good.
So this is really fun because,
All right.
I mean, we're sitting on the Comic-Con floor. When we did this at Lionsgate's booth,
Yeah.
it was a madhouse.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really even see what was sitting across from us.
Right. No, we were kind of like behind a wall
Whereas
of people.
now, I feel like this
we get
is
to
what it's
observe
like to have a
everything.
booth.
Yeah, I can actually.
We're sitting across from Dragon Mars Apothecary, Herbs, Oils, and Remedies, which I
And it
want
looks
to
like-
go over there and buy some herbs.
It looks like they have nerdy Santa hats for sale. It's like
Nerdy
Santa hats,
Santa.
but in
Any other
like
kind?
with
Oh,
like
dude,
all
look over
different
there.
stuff on
Maybe
them.
I'll just go buy myself
A Stormtrooper outfit?
or a Star Trek Discovery.
The Star Trek Discovery, yeah,
full
the new
on
ones.
Star
Yeah.
Trek.
I know
Those
those
rad.
guys.
Oh, you
I had
do?
drinks with them in New York.
David can
Comic-Con.
hook you up.
Those guys that are selling that stuff?
David can hook
All right,
you
let's
up.
go. I'm
David,
gonna
you
go
can
talk to
you
him.
can get the David Barron discount
I got
over
some
there.
credit cards. I'm assuming
Yeah,
they
you've
take.
got some credit.
I got a couple
Multiple
credit cards. One of them says Alison Haislip on it.
Oh
It's
dear.
great.
Oh dear. Let's
great.
not
Smart
use
man,
that
smart
one.
All right,
Good
so
luck.
a couple weeks ago, or
Yes.
or potentially last week, we've been in
yeah.
such a time vortex.
Yeah, I
which
have
you
no
will,
track of anything.
You will hear more about the time vortex
In
on
November.
next week's episode.
Oh, actually, yeah. I guess this.
When we actually talk about the time
Yeah.
warp. But anyway, we have an email.
we have an email.
It's an email follow-up.
An
It's from
email
Tatiana.
follow-up.
Tatiana.
Hi, Tatiana.
Tatiana. It says
remember
Elon Musk
Tatiana.
for president.
Yes, Elon Musk for president. Let's do this.
Hola, HHHHH crew. I know on a previous episode you discussed how Elon Musk, hero of all,
Yep.
was in talks with the powers that be in Puerto Rico to get power on the island and rework
Yes.
the lack of infrastructure
Yes.
for their doomed power grid. Well, it took him all of 3 weeks
yeah.
to actually make the magic happen. He got the Children's Hospital of San Juan
Wow.
up and running.
Really? Of course, that was his
in
first stop.
3 weeks.
Aw.
And the best part is, so this is the article.
Yeah.
Weeks after Tesla founder Elon Musk and Governor Ricardo Rosello spoke about the tech company aiding Puerto Rico, Tesla says it has restored all the electricity to Children's Hospital using solar energy and batteries.
What?
Yes.
They took the entire parking lot and
Wow.
covered it with solar panels.
Yes.
And then put a bunch of Tesla Powerwall power packs, and it is now running 24/7 on the power grid. 3 weeks. Best part is, it's a donation. Because they were like,
God bless this man.
Yeah, Elon was like,
Tax
"Look,
write-off.
we'll figure out how to pay us later. Like when all this is said and done, we'll figure out what the thing is.
man.
As for right now, consider it a donation to the
That's-
to
I mean,
the
that's just like a
hospital.
massive tax write-off, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Well, first off, yes.
Yeah.
Secondly,
He's saving lives.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Like they can't even get. I think the island still, like 75% of the island still doesn't have
Doesn't have
power.
power,
And
no.
Elon was
That,
like,
that just shows
except
you.
for the kids.
That just shows you how bad
Yeah.
LA construction is.
Yeah.
You know, right? When it takes you 3 years to build a tiny freeway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't been
Entrance,
hit
not
by
the
a
freeway,
hurricane.
Just the
Yeah.
entrance. Yeah.
Ugh.
Gosh.
So yeah, so he stepped up. It has happened. And by the way, we should tell quickly the little story of our parking experience.
Oh my gosh, we should.
Because this is really fun.
So David, just to fill you in, Alex drives a Tesla, and he talks about it
I'm jealous.
all the time. It's all he
Hence
talks
the
about.
Elon Musk emails.
Yeah.
So we're running, not late.
A smidge behind
We're
to get
just
here.
hurrying.
Yeah.
Let's say we're hurrying.
We're hurrying.
And so we park at
Well,
the parking lot.
And we have to take 2 separate cars because I have to
Yeah.
run right out of here,
Right.
and Alex and Tom are graciously going to stay and pack up.
So
So
Yeah.
I followed them here.
Yeah.
So we're in 2 cars. I'm in my little Volkswagen GTI, and Alex is in his Tesla,
Bucephalus.
Bucephalus.
So
That's a
we
name,
decide.
Allison.
So we decide. Yeah, don't let me. I'm going to go back and tell Bucephalus you called him a
Yeah.
Tesla.
Sorry.
Anyway, so we pull into the LA Live parking structure because we're like, look, let's just park close. We just got to go. Let's go. It's go time.
yeah.
We take a lap, literally 1 parking space, and that parking space is next to
It's tiny.
a car with 2 people in it, fully blacked out windows. Car is on, no signs of movement in the
A little
car.
sketchy.
Yeah.
Little sketchy.
Let's call it a little sketchy.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, let's take a lap because holy crap. So we take a lap. We come back. Not only are they still there and that 1 parking space is open, the parking space to the immediate other side of them is also now open.
Yes.
She's driving her little GTI, so she squeezes
I'm like, I can
into
fit in
one.
this spot, and it's not the people in the car who are the problem
No,
at all.
it's the size of the parking spots and the other
and
cars.
the car on the other side of that spot is over the line.
But
so
here's
it's an
where-
already small spot made smaller.
Yeah.
But I have a little GTI, and I'm like, I can fit in this. The people next to
Yeah.
me are going to be fine. So I fit my car in, and then I get out, and I'm watching Alex as he tries to park in the spot
Now,
on the other side of the car.
Bucephalus, much bigger car.
Yeah.
Much wider. And so I kind of poke my nose in, and in my brain I go, I think my car will fit, but I mean, I got like 4 inches on either side of my car.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know what I'm going to do. So I tell Tom to get out of the car. I get out of the car, leave it halfway in, the people are looking at me like totally weird, like, what the fuck are you doing? You're halfway parked in, halfway parked out. I take my cell phone out, I turn on the summon, and I send the car forward with me not in the car.
Yes.
And I'm looking at this side, I got 3 inches. Looking at this side, 3 more inches. Okay, everything's good. Watching it, the car slowly parks itself. I hit stop, raise my hand over my head.
We all cheer. We all cheer.
Lower the window. They lower the window, and this guy just got this big grin on his face. And he was like, that was awesome.
I'm totally stealing that when you guys.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's the only way I could park there.
Yep.
The car parked itself.
The car parked itself.
That is amazing.
I know.
And it
Absolutely
felt like
amazing.
such a great story for
Yeah.
our show.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because
Very
otherwise we would
Thank you,
I'd
Elon
still
Musk.
Trying to park the
be looping around.
Yeah, right? Trying to find a better parking
But it's
spot.
really fun. That type of technology is like, God, why all cars should be that way.
Yeah.
Like they have the technology in the cars for the most part.
I had a talk, not an argument.
Okay.
A talk.
Got it.
With-
A stern
passionate
discussion?
debate. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
with a service provider at my dealership that
Ah.
was taking me to my location. I brought it in for service,
Got
and I said I can't wait till all cars drive themselves. And
Right.
he's
Yeah.
like furious with it because
Whoa.
well, because that ruins his job.
Oh,
his job's
yeah.
gone. He drives people around.
Yeah. Oh,
And-
right.
And I said, well, it gets rid of drunk driving and things like that. And it's like when you go to a parking lot, you go to Staples Center for a game.
Yeah.
Everything's valet. You get out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
car goes parks
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
You just get
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
and you move on. And
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. You are 10 years ahead of where I live.
Yeah.
So like, what you just did
Amazing.
today is the future.
Yeah.
It's
the
like when I'm on
future.
the East Coast and I call back people on the West Coast, I'm saying I'm from the future right
For
now.
the future,
Yes.
motherfuckers.
Like-
And it's okay. It's mainly
It's
like the
almost the
past.
same.
It's basically the same.
Except your car's parked
Except my car
themselves.
parks itself. But you're
It's
totally
amazing.
right. The other thing, too, to think about is I was actually thinking about this when we were talking about the Dodgers, because I went to a Dodgers game. Getting out of Dodger Stadium is
Yes.
a nightmare.
The worst.
But
Yeah,
here's
yeah.
the thing. It's only a nightmare because of humans.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yes.
the only
They're the
reason why
worst.
this sucks is because that one guy 10 cars ahead is trying to get in when he
Yep.
doesn't really have to. He just tries, and then that fucks everybody else. So then somebody else feels like they got to go around that guy because how great is it going to be when it's a computer that does it? That
Yeah.
goes, these 10 cars go through the light, stop. These 10 cars move to the front of the line. These 10 cars go around the side. It's going to be
Yep.
so much faster.
Did you ever see the Tesla video explaining how automated driving saves everybody?
No.
Oh,
they
there's a
showed
whole
how it
video.
works.
How
Like
have
I
we
should-
not seen
it
this?
I
looks,
know.
it's years ago, but it looks like a bunch of ants going around. So
Yeah.
it's like the most scariest thing in the
Oh,
world.
yeah.
Because it gets rid of stop signs and stop lights, and you just interweave each other because it's computered.
Yeah.
So if you trust
How
the
do we
program,
make that
you just
happen?
go.
Oh, that was I think I do remember that because it was about cities.
Yes,
and the
it was about
traffic,
cities.
the traffic stuff,
Yeah.
and getting rid of stoplights.
I think it was attached to a video of power grids and just everything.
Yep.
It's like just the future
the new city. Yeah. Well, the power stuff is crazy. I mean, now that we have a guest here that doesn't know my history with
Oh my gosh.
solar powers and Tesla Power,
Tell 'em everything, Alex.
everyone else does.
Everyone listening to this episode just rolled their eyes because they're like, now we have to listen to
First
this
off,
again.
fuck you guys, I saw that. Secondly, all right, I get it. No, I totally agree. I'm like in the mindset of like I have solar panel, power wall. There's like so I use more of my solar energies, and I just feel like why wouldn't you have solar energy? Like why wouldn't
Yeah.
you do it?
No, you
Oh,
should.
it's something on the live screen.
You should.
See it. Oh, I see it. It just says.
It's if the phone needs to cool down.
Oh, it needs to cool down.
Yeah.
It's
It's fine. We
fancy.
overheated it. We were too hot.
It was too much sexiness.
Too hot
It was
for
the
live
asexual
streaming
pony.
I was about to
360
say, the pony
Facebook
did it.
The
videos.
pony did it. It's my sexual pony.
Yeah, just is like, just keep going. Just
Just
keep going.
vamp. It's
Go.
fine.
No, we don't have to vamp. Let's go to the
Stretch
next
it.
story.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to the next story.
By the way, I still love that story that people
Wait.
are going to be hearing about soon.
Can
Yes.
we go back
Of
real
course.
quick? That is a second email from a person. What was
Yes.
the first email about?
Oh, the first
about-
email was Elon Musk is trying to save Puerto Rico.
Gotcha. done.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God. And there was a whole text exchange or Twitter exchange where the governor of Puerto Rico was like, please,
Yeah.
Elon, come help us. And he wrote back and was like,
Sure.
call me.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
And then they
Yeah.
said they had some back and forth, and he was like, the back and forth
And so
then
this
ended up
email
being
confirmed exactly what
Yes.
he did in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Amazing.
3
I'll vote
weeks.
for him.
And by the way, it's going to keep going. I mean, we have the theory on our show that I think is probably going to stand the test of time,
Right.
which is that Elon Musk is actually an
alien.
highly intelligent alien.
Oh, I believe it.
Sent
And
down
that
to save
that's-
our human
and,
race.
And that he's now, this is how they're going to try to help us, rather than just being like, hey, we're aliens. You guys should totally stop fucking up the planet.
What's going to happen is
Because we wouldn't believe, be like, fuck you, aliens. It's our planet.
what's going to happen is he's going to
We'll
get
fuck
free.
it up any way we want to.
Yeah.
He's going to get free reign there. They're going to just
Yeah.
let him keep
Yeah.
doing stuff. It's going to be the city of the future.
Yeah.
And every other place is going to suck.
Oh, man. Now we're all moving to Puerto Rico in 25 years.
First of all,
Yeah.
There we
yes,
go.
because I've been there, and
Yeah.
it's fantastic. A lot of iguanas.
I love
Gotta be all right.
iguanas.
Then you will
said
have a
that,
great
You
time.
said that like it was
How
a bad
big
thing.
iguanas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty huge,
I'll
right? She
cuddle-
says
They have,
like,
that now
8-foot iguana,
until like,
yeah.
until like a
I'll cuddle with an
20-pound
iguana.
lizard
Yeah.
lands on her car.
She like
Lance, what do you mean? They
They
jump?
jump. Oh, yeah.
what?
Do they
jump?
run on 2 feet?
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
But they
Don't
jump.
lie to me.
they
Yeah.
jump, they run, they have
Oh, my goodness.
little
I'm scared.
parties together.
Yeah. They
have
also,
little par- I
they
wanna go to
also
an iguana
claw
party.
you when they're
yeah.
angry with big.
Oh.
Yeah, they're
You still-
basically
you
I
still
like-
wanna
won't,
go?
I won't make
Raptors.
my
A lot
iguana
about iguanas.
angry.
Yeah. His next book's all about iguanas,
Yeah.
guys.
My
That's the
iguana
main
will just
villain
love
right
me.
there.
The main villain is an
Iguana
I was
iguana.
thinking
man.
pig masks, iguana
Pig man,
masks.
Iguana mask.
Sensing
Yeah.
the theme.
Don't worry.
Screw that, it's an
Man.
actual iguana.
They'll
Oh.
figure something out at Tesla.
You guys,
Yeah.
there's some super awesome Mario
my
cosplay.
gosh.
It's not Mario.
Oh.
It's,
A plant.
the
What are those called?
flowers,
The
plant
the-
thing.
something plant, right? Something the plant.
remember.
The
The
plants
flowers
that
It's a
go down the
flower.
tubes.
Yeah.
And a boo.
The plants that go down
And
the
a boo
tube.
and a
king.
boo king.
Boo.
A king
Pike.
boo.
King boo. Yeah.
King, Boo King.
I like
What are those
that.
things? The biter flower plants.
Biter flower plants, I think, is the technical term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be
That's
awesome
their
if she threw,
scientific
if she
term.
threw fireballs too.
That
Bitus
lives in
plantus.
tubes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Tubus maximum bitus plantus.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Ready?
All right. New email.
Another email.
Yeah.
Alcohol improves foreign language skills.
Fuck yeah.
It does.
Very true.
Yeah. Bonjour, Allison, Alex, and Thomas Supreme Volcanon.
Who's this from?
It's Brad C.
Hi, Brad C.
A different Brad
Oh, a different Brad.
from the other one.
Wait,
I don't
time out
speak
2
French.
seconds.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry. A buddy of mine just walked past. Come here for a moment. A buddy of mine just walked past the booth
As
a giant
Neo.
poster of him. Oh, you're dressed as Neo. You want to say hi on our podcast real quick?
Hi, podcast. How's it going?
Everyone might know that's Justin Willman of Magician fame. Do you have to go do something?
Go do
All
it.
right, go do your thing. He's gonna go do awesome magic stuff.
Amazing.
That's hilarious.
I love that he was totally dressed as
He's dressed as Neo.
Matrix 2 Neo.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like already.
Specific.
Monk Neo.
He's already enlightened.
Yeah,
That's
he's
what he
like,
is.
I've already figured out the woe.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Been
sorry.
blow my mind. Okay,
Let's
here we
go back to Brad C's email about how alcohol makes us better at foreign
I
languages.
don't speak French, but I do drink.
That's good. Same.
Therefore, the news that alcohol improves foreign language skills has me excited to learn a second language.
Woo.
Basically, the paper says that German speakers learning to speak Dutch were more fluent after 1 pint of beer.
Yeah.
They note acute alcohol consumption may have beneficial effects on the pronunciation of foreign language in people who recently learned that language.
What is this acute bullshit?
Pronunciation.
Yeah, well, okay.
I want maximum alcohol
First off,
consumption to help out
they,
in this.
they definitely did say
After a certain amount of
single
drinks,
drink
one drink.
helps. More than that can hinder.
Oh, so just
Yeah.
a single drink?
Well, I
But
mean,
you
I
know
think
why?
for us it's
Well-
more like 3.
Yeah,
what
we're-
happens is if you have 3 or 6 or 7, you won't really remember the language until you have 3, 6, or 7.
Ah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you just have 1, they just figured everyone,
Right.
was always going to have at least
Yeah,
1.
at
in
least
them.
one.
But I think it's also
Especially
because
in Europe.
like you have one drink
required.
and it just like lessens your self-consciousness
Nish.
So you're not overthinking
enough.
your-
Yeah, you're not overthinking it. You just kind of like let things fly. You know,
Yeah.
you're not second guessing.
And
what's
they actually
yeah.
did say that that's what they believe was
Yeah.
one of the mechanics that may be at work is that you don't feel as self-conscious about your pronunciation, so you just
Yeah,
kind of go
yeah.
for it.
Right.
Didn't we talk about this in on the podcast when I was talking about being in Lausanne, Switzerland?
Lausanne.
And I actually went to
Very
a
nice.
wine tasting thing.
Oh.
And I had 2 glasses of wine,
Yeah.
and I was fucking talking people up. They didn't speak a lick of English. I was eating horse
Cheese?
I know,
Oh,
it's weird.
horse?
Yeah,
horse
You're eating
stuff.
horse?
Shaved horse meat. It's actually really good with cheese.
Ugh.
I know. But look, it's
okay.
fucked up here. It's not fucked up there. So win-win.
Fine,
Winner,
like
winner,
when in-
horsey dinner.
when in
Is that
Rome?
how it works?
I've had lion as well. In France.
Lion.
What's that like?
How is that?
Gamey.
Gamey.
Like kangaroo. Have you had kangaroo?
No.
I've had kangaroo.
I've had a lot
I've
of animals.
I had a Roo burger when I was in Australia.
I've had a lot of animals,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm a little monstrous.
Yeah. They were mostly gentle.
Yeah, no, but,
Very easy
go-
to
but
take
going
down,
back to
so.
the email,
Yeah.
I was in New York at a Comic-Con years ago with John Layman, another creator of Chew fame, and he did to TED
love
Comics.
Chew.
Okay, Chew.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
John Layman and our best friends. And we're leaving, New York never closes.
Yeah.
And we were staying with a friend outside of Manhattan, and we needed to get back.
Yeah.
And it's like 5:30.
Oh, brutal.
Everyone's already gone. People
Yeah.
are actually coming into the city.
And
to
this is
start their
before
next day.
Uber.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is way
Oh,
before.
wow.
We had to take the subway out. If you know New York, the different gates closed during
Yep.
the night.
Yeah.
So we had to figure out. I was on the subway. John, was passed out. And, it was just a long night of a lot of good times. And I asked this one gentleman, how do I get to this town? And he said, no habla inglés.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I guess I just started speaking Spanish to him fully.
What?
And just started speaking. Now I used to be fluent. I took
Right.
Oh, really?
Spanish in high school.
Yep.
I went 7, 8, which is the higher classes. Like the 4th, 5th year.
Yeah.
But you lose it if you don't speak
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And so I haven't spoken in years, and I guess all of a sudden it just came back to me because, like you said, you're not really thinking.
Right.
You're drunk and you're not
Yeah.
thinking. And he,
And
you
you needed to communicate with this
well,
guy.
yeah, but I guess I was saying things I have no clue what I was saying, and he just kind of like woke up, was like, listen to me speak Spanish to the other guy. The next morning, when I found our way home.
Home, yeah.
I don't really remember. I black
Yeah.
out. I remember talking to him, but
Yeah,
I didn't remember I was speaking Spanish to
Oh
him.
my
I thought I
gosh.
was just kind of doing English.
Amazing.
And
you were like, this guy's really bad at English because
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
understanding like a third of what he says.
Yeah, so we wake up the next morning, around noon.
Yeah.
He comes out, of his room into mine. I was on the couch because we're at his buddies, and he goes, I didn't know you spoke Spanish. I was like, looked
He's
up,
like,
what are you
"What?"
talking about? And then I learned the story. But yeah, no, so true.
Oh my God, that's
Wow.
amazing.
Yep. So my 8-year-old's learning Mandarin.
Nice.
What?
And he's learning French at the same time.
What?
Parlez-vous français?
Oh, kids are so much
Oui,
smarter
c'est bon.
than us.
Ouais.
Um,
Especially when I'm drinking.
Well,
Yeah.
well, now I just have to give him a shot. I figure, okay.
There you go.
Talking about
Yeah,
the pint,
totally. Yeah.
Now just help
What
him
is
out
that?
a little
Yeah,
bit.
Give him a
like a
shot
little-
of baking
Yeah,
vanilla.
just something
It's
like
like
that.
low
Baking
alcohol.
vanilla.
Is there alcohol in baking vanilla?
Yeah, that's
Don't tell Tom
Good
that. He's going to
to
drink
know.
all the
Right.
baking
When
vanilla.
I run out
They're
of
not
beer
gonna, they're
at
not
the
gonna,
house.
they're not going to sell him alcohol anymore. He'll just go to the bakery.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me the
It's like,
vanilla.
I'm
Come on,
making
give it to me.
72 vanilla cakes.
It's really
Yeah.
expensive to get drunk these days. Jesus.
Yeah, Goldschlager. God
yeah.
damn, that's expensive.
Man, did we do it?
Well,
I think we did
got
it.
We did it.
What-
I think this is good.
Awesome. David, thank you so much for joining us on this show.
Oh my God.
Tell
yes.
people again when and where they can get Stained.
Okay, currently Stained is available in single issues at any comic book store.
Okay.
Second printing's out, so
Great.
first issue sold out, but second printing's there.
Yeah.
So go to your local comic book store. It's Stained, again, it's a 5-issue miniseries. The trade paperback is being premiered at several Comic Cons that 451 attends,
Nice.
or that I attend. So if you're looking for it early, come find me or come find
Yep.
451.
Yep.
Other than that, it'll be in first quarter 2018 at your comic book store.
Nice.
Amazing.
And you can-
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You can check out 451. Their Facebook page is 451 Official. 451 are all numbers, digits.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Alice.
I meant they're not spelled out. You
Guys,
know
I don't know if you know this, but
451.
451 is
official.
a string of 3 disparate English numbers.
Don't try to spell them.
If you have
Just
a
type
drink,
in
you'll
the
remember your
digital
numbers.
number
It's
at the
spelled the
top of
traditional
your.
way, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
With the numbers 4, 5, and 1. Yes.
Yeah, and make sure you check out Stain. It's like it's got just rad artwork, and
it's
obviously
great.
David is
Rad.
awesome as well, and an Elon Musk supporter. So obviously we support him
Absolutely.
on this podcast. Thank you everyone for listening at home and for somewhat joining us at Los Angeles Comic Con 2017.
We've
We
waved
hope
to
to do
people.
many more of these.
Yeah.
You can email us at halfhourhappyhourfans@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, halfhourhappyhr. You please subscribe to us and rate us and share us with your friends on whatever you listen to us on, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. And that is it for this live episode of the Half Hour. Oh my God, I didn't even say the name of the show
right there.
The Half Hour Happy Hour with Allison and Alex. I'm Alison Haislip.
I'm Alex Albrecht. Sitting in with us, of course, is the lovely and talented Sam.
Hey.
Super Volcano Krajewski.
Thank
you. Yeah.
We will see you guys next week. Thank you.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.